Hey, you ever wake up and then you're like, just gonna start a movement, kind of bored, you know? This is what I look like with no makeup on, and my hair looks gorgeous. And these are all my sweet little gray hairs that I actually adore because I've earned every single one of them. The universe has been speaking to me. I have to say that out loud sometimes because it is a wild thought. Coming from being an atheist to like never feeling very comfy with like spiritual things, woo-woo things, to talking to your dead dad about your spiritual gifts. That's normal, right? That's normal. Things are fine. Things are fine. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to tell y'all that the universe wants you to know that divinity is not what you think it is. Divinity is love, period. All of the bullshit that our society has built around God and being close to God, or being close to the divine, being close, spiritually ascending, things like that, it's corrupted. And not always intentionally. There is some intention, though. We'll get to that. But when God and divinity are seen through a societal lens of power and hierarchy and structure, that's when things get weird. That's when things get diluted. Your connection with the universe, and whatever way you want to call it. You want to call it God, you want to call it universe, you want to call it spirit. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. We're all made of the same shit, right? Atoms, molecules, stardust. The universe has forced me against my will. Okay, not fully against my will, but they said, hey, girl, you are one of the biggest skeptics I know. You live a very logic-based life, right? Guess what? Guess what? I need you. I'm going to use you. And that's how this is going to roll. So there's something about my life right now where I've experienced, if you're into tarot, many tower moments, just tower after tower after tower. Some good, some bad. All good, really, in the end, because as we all know, things happen for me, not to me. But they just got me in a place where yes made the most sense. And so, like, I want to say kudos to the universe for fucking me up so hard that I'm agreeing to take a video of myself with no makeup, not brushed hair, no script, no real direction. And those are things that I am not a fan of. I like to be in control. I'm a little bit of a control freak, especially around communicating, because strategic communications is so important to me. It's so important to be able to really get your point across and like affect someone the way you're trying to affect them, right? That's what I do for a living. That's what it's always been very important to me. So the universe is forcing me practically but it's a practical force to just free flow and start sharing thoughts and ideas, things that come through. I'm channeling. I'm a channel. I'm channeling. I'm a channel now. This is what I do. I'm a little pissed. I don't know if you could tell. I'm a little pissed off. I'm a little pissed off at the universe. And not in a like fuck you universe kind of way, but more of a really, bro? Really? We have a good relationship, the universe and I. We fight a lot, but like it's always fun. Like we kind of poke at each other. They are so funny. The universe has such a great sense of humor. I don't think people realize how fucking funny the universe is. Like, phenomenal sense of humor. Phenomenal sense of humor. Just the irony. When you start ascending, which, if you're watching this, you're probably gonna. Let's just be honest. If this kind of hit you, and for some reason you're like, yeah, I'll watch that fucking weird lady talk about Jesus or whatever, which I'm not going to talk about Jesus, by the way. That's not my jam. I don't Jesus. Which is particularly why the universe is tapping me. Anyhow, what was I saying? What was I saying? What am I saying? Where are these things coming from? The stars. So, I'm here to talk to you about lazy divinity with unwashed hair, no makeup, no filter, both visually and through this little mouth hole I have. I'm gonna give it to you real. So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna rod. We together, we're gonna raw dog spirituality. We're gonna raw dog divinity. Okay? That's what's happening. You're welcome. Oh God, you're so welcome for the visual that's happening in your mind right now. And also the giggles, because I know you're fucking giggling. Anyways, what I was trying to say earlier is that the universe is funny. The sense of humor. I mean, have you seen the world? There's some humor there. Look at this beautiful silvery unicorn hair that's coming out of my hair right now. Gorge. Okay. Anyways. I get very distracted by myself because I'm so cute. Thanks, universe. So, I'm, in some ways, reluctantly being tapped to share the experience that I've been going through. Maybe all the experiences I've gone through. There's a lot. But the overall idea is that divinity is not as hard as you think it is. That being a good person and accelerating and ascending to your highest self, which, by the way, is the point of life, is to be to become your highest self, to merge with your highest self, your highest, best self. It's not about what religion you are, because, and here's a spoiler alert, religion is not of God. It's around God. And I use the word God very reluctantly, by the way. I'm just trying to help you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to connect because I don't love the idea of one God. I don't love the idea of one anything. I'm an options kind of girl, and the universe wants you to know that it doesn't matter what you use or what you call it or us or them, because we're all one. Divinity is divinity is divinity is divinity. So however you want to have it manifest in your life, totally cool. As long as it's a personal, individual experience and relationship. What the universe is trying to help people understand, and using people like me who are militant atheists, by the way. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I've been going through some shit. To help folks understand that no matter what way you look at it, whether you come at it from being an atheist, whether you come at it from science, what is matter? Atoms? That like drilled down to that God particle, the molecule. It's all the same. We're all made of the same shit. We're all connected. We're all trying originally to move toward love and light and our higher self. There are things that are happening in our world and our universe that are fighting against that. And at the end of the day, what you need to understand is it's self-love versus self-hate. That's it. It is self-love versus self-hate. That is the end-all be-all of this. I just almost picked my own nose. That was fun. I'm a normal person, and that's why the universe wants me to do this. Dude, you picked me, so fuck off. We have a relationship. Anyhow, what people turn into story, what people use to try to understand good versus evil, whatever religious text you find most appealing to you, dogma, like these things are all human misinterpretations and human frames on the same thing, trying to initially help other people understand, trying to initially help people have very structured ways of like, this is how you get to the divine, this is how you become one with the universe, this is how you ascend, this is how you reach a higher self, this is how you go to heaven, or whatever way you want to look at it. Doesn't matter. You want to talk to Xenu? Fucking fine. Xenu is the universe. Fuck you, Tom Cruise, by the way. Anyways, I just had to say it. Oh my god, does anybody even know who Tom Cruise is anymore? I'm very old. Okay, so all of these things are just corruptions. And that's not to be incredibly negative about it. It's just, we're being objective right now. It's a corruption of the truth. And we all know that truth and accuracy, not always the same thing. Something can be accurate but not true, and something can be true but not necessarily accurate. So if you don't know what that means, you're A, not a former journalism student, and B, you've never seen the incredible film Absence of Malice with Sally Field and fucking Paul Newman. Gorge, by the way. Go, please watch it, just for fun. Like, if you're a nerd, you're gonna love it. Anyhow, the point I'm trying to make, which has been lost many asides over, is that the universe is hurting. The universe needs help. And there are a lot of fucking people with gifts on this planet. And we're only talking about this planet, by the way, because we're going to talk about other planets soon. And it's time. It's time. So you need to start leaning in to the gifts that you've been given. You are intuitive. You're an empath. You heal. You share. You teach. You help others be more in touch with their bodies. Help others be more in touch with nature. Help others realize who they are and help them love themselves. Because once again, This is all about self-love versus self-hate. And the universe needs us, all of us, to start moving towards self-love a little more, because we are so far from where we need to be. And that's why a lot of people are being, in the spiritual community, what's known as activated. It's not that wild. The concept is simple. Just kind of waking up. You're just realizing, oh, I knew that was going to happen, and then it happened? That's weird. You start seeing little signs. Oh, there's another fucking crow. I've seen 7 crows today. What does that mean? You know? Oh, this little spider web, it was in my way when I was walking. There were very innocuous things that you're seeing, numbers repeating, whatever it is. That's a message from the universe. That's the universe trying to say, like, hey, pay attention, because things are happening and you're needed. So if you start seeing signs and synchronicities, and like, you've probably heard this all before, if you start, like, your intuition starts, going off a little more, you're like, hold on. If you hear a message, and when I say hear, we're not talking audibly, and maybe some of you are clairaudient, and that's badass, by the way. But whatever you're feeling that is like a deep knowing, lean into it, because it's from the divine. It's from your higher self. It's from the universe. There is so much hatred in this world, and the hatred is concentrating power. And the universe cannot fucking keep up without help. So this is your call. Universe needs you. You're going to need to start leaning in to what we as humans know and have labeled as spirituality. Start leaning into your natural gifts. Use those fucking oracle cards. Use those tea leaves. Start meditating. Start opening yourself up just a little more. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to go on a fucking retreat for, silence retreat for a month. No. That's why I'm here in my lazy holiday, fucking no makeup, no hairbrush situation. I'm still in bed, by the way. I did get up to get coffee because the universe knows that, the universe knows. The universe knows everything. But what I'm trying to say is that divinity meets you where you're at. It doesn't matter who you are or what your relationship with the divine has been. Because the divine, once again, is just love. That's all it is. And these messages over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years have been corrupted by a human frame, by our human brains, by the frame of self-hatred, by the frame of greed, by the frame of othering. And the universe isn't fucking around anymore. We're done. So you're going to start seeing more and more language, more and more instances. You're going to start seeing more and more of people pulling back to a more natural state, more witches, more moon rituals, more natural ways of interpreting what's happening, and not just interpreting, but addressing what's happening. There are a lot of powerful people on this planet that are not awake. They do not realize what they can do, or they've had like tiny little moments of like, that's weird. Isn't that funny? Weird. Like, for me personally, my journey has been an interesting one. And that's why I've been chosen, which I hate that word, by the way. Oh, I'm so special. I'm not fucking special. Look at me. I'm not special. But also I am very special and super cute. So there's that. I've had a hard fucking life, and I'll tell you all about it in great detail if you'd like to know. And the universe is telling me, yes, you would like to know, so I'm going to tell you because it's important. I've come from some very difficult places and have experienced some very difficult things in my life. And I am not someone who's ever been part of the church. I'm not someone who's ever been super into spirituality, but I'm someone who comes from a place of science above all, truth above all, justice above all. I have a very high fucking moral compass, and I think a lot of people are surprised by that sometimes because people have this frame, and when I say people, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm just making like weird generalizations, so just like bear with me. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. So only take, I'm going to do the tarot thing. Are you ready? Only take what resonates. Leave the rest behind. But you know, if you're someone who has an experience that's similar to mine, that's who I'm speaking to. So if it doesn't resonate with you, I'm not speaking to you about that specifically. There's something else here for you. So just know. But someone who has grown up as an atheist, you know, persecuted by my own fucking family because they don't understand. They just never understood me. That's fine. I don't need to be understood. That's a lie. I want to be understood, but regardless. I mean, my mom has cried at me a million times because I don't believe in God, because I'm not part of the church. I have cousins who are like reaching out to me right now, trying to talk to me because they want me to be saved or whatever the fuck. Listen to me. I am closer to divine than any of those fucking people. And here's why. Because I am closer to my own truth. I believe in self-love above all else, and I believe in truth above all else. And I know a lot of you do too. I know a lot of you question, why do I have to talk to God through somebody in a robe? Why do I have to, do yoga? Why do I have, like, there's so many things that are gatekeeping for divinity. And there's no fucking gate, honey. There's no gate. Divinity just is. It's inside of you. It's inside of me. It's inside of the fucking leaf that's out my door and the little squirrel I'm looking at is really cute, by the way. I'll show you pictures later. No big deal. Divinity is all of us. And there's a lot of what I will personally label as darkness. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about good versus evil. I'm not talking about some fucking epic, galactical showdown or whatever. Like, there's a lot of misconstrued information in this universe. You are getting information at a rate that is breaking your fucking brain, pretty much. And that's okay. Because you're going to use your own intuition and your own knowing so that you follow the right path, that you're following what feels right to you. And as long as it's moving towards good, towards your highest self, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. So don't worry. Don't worry about that. Universe wanted me to say. And we'll dig into that more. There are some things that you need to know that I will tell you, and so will the universe, and so will the universe's other agents of change and info. But what I am particularly here to tell you is that divinity is easy. It's way easier than people are telling you. You do not need to pay lots of money for fucking whatever. Like, whatever people are trying to tell you to do that you need, like, you need this or that. You don't. Your relationship is a personal one, and it doesn't cost any money. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't pay people for their services, because I fully believe that people are should be paid for what their time is worth. And if they're giving something to you, you need to express gratitude, whether that's with money or whatever. That's between you and them. So if there is a course, or if there's a reader, or if there is a fucking class, or whatever, and that feels right for you and it helps you, hell yeah, go for it. But you do not need to have any special equipment. You do not need any buddy to be the intermediary between you and the universe. Okay? Just remember that it's your relationship with them. If you need guidance and you want guidance, great, go for it. But remember that that's not the only way. Okay? If you want to talk to God or Jesus or fucking Allah or the little grasshopper that you think is running the world, just go talk to them. Go in nature. Find a quiet place. Speak to them. Speak to yourself. Because here I am again, a broken record. The universe is love. And self-love is the highest form of divinity. And in these messages, we're going to start talking about self-love versus self-hatred, and how we're going to help the universe fix the self-hatred. We're helping the universe fix its own self-hatred. That's what people who are being activated are here to do. We're light workers. We are working through love. We are teaching others. We are fixing this fucking planet. And I may be funny, which I know I am, by the way. I'm really funny. I'm a really funny person. And I may be just some like trasher who doesn't brush her hair on the internet. But I'm being specifically elevated. I will not use the word chosen. The universe wants me to use the word chosen. I don't love that. I don't love it. I'm not a chosen one. I'm just a fucking rando human who has been given a fire hose of information, and I am uniquely in a position to break it down for you in a way that hopefully you'll understand and it'll resonate with you somewhere in your soul. I've got a lot of info that I've been downloading to me. Having conversations is basically what that means. By the way, downloads sound really weird. Like I'm starting to use the language and the terminology of the current spiritual community, just because I've been digging in and trying to learn as much as I can. Because I was very novice about it, like very novice, and I still am. So I'm going to use some of that terminology, but I'm also going to try to explain it as much as possible, because the whole goal of what I'm doing here is trying to demystify what is happening, trying to help you understand it in a way that makes sense to you. And in order to do that, like, I'm just regurgitating what I'm doing, right? I'm researching, I'm finding information, I'm taking big picture info, drilling it down and saying like, I think that's what this means. And then the universe says, yeah, bitch, that's what it means. I'm the one giving you these fucking videos and links, you idiot. So the universe would never call anybody an idiot. That's my own term. And by the way, I'm just catching myself. I don't know why that's in my vocabulary. I hate it. I hate calling myself dumb or an idiot. And sometimes it slips out. Like the other day, I was laughing at someone's joke. They were being real serious. And I was like, what an idiot. But I didn't mean it in a way that was like intended to be like, you are unintelligent and stupid. It was more of like, you silly goose, you know? So I'm just using this opportunity to catch myself and remind myself, like, don't fucking use words like that. Gross. Anyhow. The universe wants me to say, see? You can make mistakes and you can correct yourself and move on. It doesn't have to be that hard. Things don't have to be this hard. That's why we're doing this easy. We're lazy and we're easy, and things should just flow. And that is the message that the universe wants me to tell you right now. Things should just flow. And things will flow. Okay. I think that's it for now. I'm sure there's more. There's always more, by the way. I was just trying to have coffee. I was just trying to be lazy. Thanks, universe, for bugging me. Joking. Anyways, I love you guys. I don't know why I feel so compelled to say that to you, but I do love you. I love you in a way that you'll never understand until you're in a position like this. I love the opportunity to speak freely and directly. I keep dropping my phone. Girl, we're gonna have to get a whole setup. Like, this is gonna be a thing. Fuck you, universe. Ah! So I will tell you before I sign off. One of my first downloads, which is just one of the first times the universe is like, "Hey, bitch, listen to me." In a way that was very, like, you cannot deny that this is what is happening to you, because the universe is always trying to speak to you, always trying to give you little messages and hints and like comfort. It also wants to comfort you. It wants you to know that you're loved and you're safe. Or when you're not safe, it wants to say like, "Hey, girl, move on. Let's do, get on the other side of the street right now because there's something happening." So anyways, the first time that it was undeniable that what was happening to me, because I'm 40 years old and I have denied, like my entire life. I'm like, no. No. This is not what's happening. This is explained by the following very objective, very normal, logical things. And finally the universe is like, "Girl, do I have to fucking appear to you like a burning bush, you nerd? Like, this is happening." And my burning bush, by the way, and I'll tell you this story later, is marinara sauce from Little Caesars. Yeah, that's the kind of divinity we're talking about here. Crazy bread, okay? Not sponsored, but would love some crazy bread. Just saying, free crazy bread. Cheap crazy bread. I don't know. Whatever. Little Caesar. You and I will talk it over. Okay. Anyhow, the first time, the universe beat me over the head and poured Little Caesar's crazy marinara sauce all over my living room. It's a whole thing. I was told, "Hey, so first of all, you have a soulmate," which, by the way, I'm very excited about. I can't wait. We'll talk about it. It's gonna be amazing. So that's how that bitch drew me in. First of all, it drew me in by irony and jokes and laughter and pizza. So knows me to a T. And then was like, "Hey, remember how you're like a little romantic baby big bitch? You want love? I got a mission for you." That's how he got me. And I say he just because a lot of times I'm talking to the higher self version of my soulmate or my dad or Archangel Michael. Those are like some of the personalities that come through. By the way, this could also just be me documenting my spiritual psychosis, which is, why not? Just why not? This will be fun for all of us. It'll be a learning opportunity for future. Anyways, so sometimes I'll use the pronoun he, but I really mean it, they, the ultimate overarching universe. But they got me, gal, is what I'm trying to say. They said, "Hey, don't know if you know, but you have a soulmate, and here's some information about them, and aren't you excited?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm excited." And then they're like, "By the way, just an aside, you're going to need to do some very specific things you're not going to love. And in addition to that, there's some different paths you can choose. I'm going to tell you the paths. I want you to choose a very specific one, but free will, you got it. So, like, you decide. You decide. And I'm like, I don't like it. Naturally, argued with the universe first time we talked. First time, I was like, fuck you, man. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I have a life I'm living. I'm trying to get some shit done. I'm writing a book. I'm doing this and that. I'm living my best life. I wanna, I have things to do, is what I basically told the universe. And the universe is like, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, no problem. You do those things. But if you wanted this to be easy and you just want to like have path of least resistance, you're gonna need to be on the internet. You're gonna need to go on TikTok, which I fucking hate. The idea of me as a 40-year-old woman TikToking, I just hate it. And that's my own personal bullshit. And like, I'll figure that out, by the way. That's no judgment on anybody. That's judgment on myself. Okay? So, calling that out. But anyways, I'm very resistant. Very resistant. I'm a writer. I'm like an artist. I don't need people to see my fucking face. This is not what this is about. But what I'm coming to understand is the connection piece is very important. So the universe wins. Okay, yeah. So the universe, what a little asshole. The universe wants me to say very specifically, the universe always wins. Conceited, cocky. Just hubris. Icarus, baby, you want to talk? Oh, okay. He said I made Icarus. Okay, whatever. We're not arguing anymore. I'm talking to my friends right now. Go away. So, by the way, channeling is hard. Normally, and maybe you know what, my close friends and like coworkers and stuff can tell you what it's really like to speak to me on a normal conversation. It might be exactly like this, but in my mind, I feel like I'm way more like direct and a lot more coherent. But divine knowledge coming into this brain and trying to come out the other side, oof, sometimes it's very difficult. So if you channel and like you're on the internet and I've seen your channel before, know that if I ever judged you, I am so sorry. I don't think I ever have really judged you, but like some people are just like, wait, what? Or like people go really slow, or sometimes people like mess up their words or whatever. I'm just like, I don't know what that's about. Guess what? It's because this information is not in a language you speak. It is very difficult, and the concepts are high level, really like, wow, wowza. Like, I leave every channel very much like depleted. My brain is blown. I'm always, by the way, can I just brag on the universe for a second? Sometimes I feel like the universe is my boyfriend, and I'm just like, he's so cute, and he's so smart, and he does all the good things. Have you ever felt like that about one of your like your friend or somebody? You're just like, they are fucking amazing, and I'm so in love with them. That's how I feel about the universe sometimes. And sometimes I argue with the universe and tell them they're an asshole. But whatever. I digress. The design. The design is beautiful. It is so smart. It is intelligent. And I know that's going to set some people off because, girl, it sets me off in my brain. I mean, I have written articles about how intelligent design is bullshit. I'm sure they're out there still. You can probably find them. Anyhow, I know I was wrong. I get to say that. I was wrong. Oh, they're loving this right now. They're fucking loving it. Anyhow, it's beautiful. It really is. It's incredible. And the simplicity. Oh, honey, the simplicity. Like, we as humans, oh God, we love complicating things. And we have all these stories and all these frames and all these like, oh, you have to do it this way or that way, and like you have this very specific ritual or ceremony or whatever. Girl, no. No. Not the case. Not the case. And that's part of what I'm here to do, is demystify that. Like, rituals are beautiful, some of them. Some of them serve incredible purposes. But it's not about the divine. It's about you. It's about what makes you feel the best, what makes you feel like you're in that space. It's about creating intention. And sometimes that intention is just like waking up and having coffee and be like, all right, I'm gonna talk to God right now, or whatever. Sometimes it's about like anointing yourself with oils and like, you know, getting a special tattoo, and like I'm like really annoyed by whatever this is right now, this like red mark. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Not that I care, because I have rosacea, so it's always red, but this one in particular is really bothering me. Anyhow, yeah, it's about doing whatever makes you feel like you're ready to be in that space. That's it. And there are things that we've learned over time and have been passed down and oftentimes forgotten, and in recent times dismissed. So like a ritual under the moon, that's a beautiful thing. And I can't tell you, like, at least from my generation growing up, like women who danced under the moon or whatever, dismissed as crazy ladies, right? Women who, and I say women, I mean feminine energies is what I should say, because there's no gender. There's no gender. And transphobes, get ready, because I'm gonna fuck your shit up with some of this. Oh, Ham Cat, confirmation. My cat's named Ham, and she wanted to confirm this for us. Thank you, Hammy. She'll come over here in a second, and you can see her cute face. Come here. You want to talk to the world? Okay. She doesn't want to talk to the world. She's busy, and she gets paid more than that. Because I'm doing this shit for free. So there's a lot of especially feminine energy in this world that has been dismissed throughout history. Feminine knowledge, intuition. And once again, no gender. Gender is a human construct. We all know this, but I just want to be very clear that, like, if I use terms like woman or man or feminine or masculine, we're not talking about actual gender here. A lot of times we're talking about energy. And when I say a lot of times, really I mean almost all the times, unless we're talking about a specific human who identifies in a very specific way and has told us how they identify. But regardless, I want to name that. I want to be respectful as possible. That's always my intent. And so please note that that's where I'm coming from, always. Always. Especially as someone who identifies as a queer person in this world, as a woman, as a feminine, as, you know, neurodivergent, as all of the things that I identify as. As a fat woman, I will say out loud, that's important to me to say, I've always been kind of marginalized, or been on a marginalized area, and that's not all of my positionality. I'm a white person. You know, I have a job that allows me to have health care and actually allows me to like affect things in my community, and so like I have power. That's not saying I don't. But I just really want to name that my intention always in these conversations is to come from a place of love and understanding and acceptance and inclusion. And so if anything I say hits you a little like, ooh, you know, like those feelings, number one, somatically, where is that hitting you? Think about that and why. But number two, please call me out. Please call me out, because I want to learn and I want to be better. So just a foundational little like, hey, all in this together. Let's do this thing. I hope I never offend you, but if I do, probably not intentional. Sometimes it might be, but B, if it's around identity, I would never. So I am going to press on your boundaries though, particularly when it comes to if you are a person of a very structured religious background, or if you're a person who has very set in your ways stubborn beliefs about how you approach God or divine or religious texts or whatever, how you approach what is sacred is a very personal thing. So if you are trying to tell someone else that that's not how you do it, that's not what's right, you need to consider why. Why are you feeling like that? Why do you feel like you have to do it a certain way? Is it because you've been conditioned to believe that there's only one right path? Interesting. Is it because you've done so much hard work to try to get to a specific place and it bothers you that someone who is not brushing their hair is all like, anyways, talking to God, and this is what they said. Like, it's not that hard. Divinity is easy. Your connection with divinity belongs to you and you alone. And you don't get to tell anybody. You don't get to tell one fucking person what they need to be doing or how they need to be acting or what they need to look like or how they need to approach something because you don't like it or because it offends you in some way. So fuck that shit. Just in general, just fuck that shit. It's a no from me. It's a no from the universe also. And maybe I'm just some random fucking person who is going through some things. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. But what I do know is I promised the divine, I promised the universe that I would speak these words out into the world. And that brings us back, ADHD brain, by the way. The universe told me to get medication, and guess what? I did. So this is even, this is a medicated version of me. Always watching out. Okay, anyways. Thank you, full circle. Sometimes I like to like pretend that I'm like in Mad Men, you know? And I'm like dictating a little letter. And I'm like, excuse me, universe, can you roll that back? What, 2 sentences back? Thank you. They always do it, but they hate it. They always give me where I need to go back to in my brain, but they do not love being addressed as a secretary. And for me, I think the universe needs to be humbled sometimes, you know? I think it's fun to poke at the universe because they're so serious sometimes. And no, we're not doing it. No. Oh God, I'm gonna do it. So the universe is wanting me to say that they and I have a relationship like this because I've done the work. Because I have ascended. Hate it. Because I am, God, I hate it. I have been chosen. And I am not coming to you from a place of just waking up one day and deciding to do this. I've been through a lot of initiation and tests to the point where I can get to where I'm at, to be able to say what I'm saying to you, to be able to have this channel that is a gift. And oh God. Is this really like first message material? I don't think so. I don't think so. If you're in the spiritual community, if I say ascended, you know the next word that's going to come from there, and that's all we're going to talk about right now. Okay? I'm not using it. I don't like the word. I don't like the terminology. I don't like the implication. But I will say, for people that are understanding, the closer you are to divinity, the more power divine gives you because they trust you and you trust them. So that is why divine and I have a fun little relationship, because we're fucking close. Okay? We're a lot closer than I could have ever imagined. So Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit. I'm not gonna use the words, but I am gonna say that once you're at a specific place, and not in like a hierarchical place, don't think about it as a hierarchy because that's gross and weird. It's more like location. Let's call it like a location. Once you're closer to source, you are tapped. You're tapped to help design. And in order to do that, you manifest. Your words become reality. And so manifestation is a very key part of this process when you are ascending, when you're going through these tests and universe is trying to get you to see, to change your perspective and to be so radically open to information that you can look at yourself and your own like identity and let your ego just melt away, which is very hard, by the way. Ego death is incredibly hard, and there are so many layers of it. I'm still going through that. Of course, I'm human. I'm going to continue going through that forever. But I've had so many ego deaths that like I see myself as like kind of this caterpillar in this goo, right? And I'm just like constantly going from caterpillar to butterfly back to goo. And it is beautiful. And I'm like rising, whatever, getting higher. But I have no problem being goo again. Obviously, like you have to be so willing for your world to kind of crumble around you, and you have to be so willing for whatever's inside of you, these constructs and structures we've made and we've put together to be like, this is who I am, this is my identity, this is what I'm holding on to, this is the only thing that is keeping me upright. I'm gonna cry. And trust me when I say I know what that's like. I know what it's like to hold on to those things so tightly because you have nothing else to hold on to. It is very difficult. It is hard work to let that go, to let the structure be destroyed, to let truth destroy what you've built. And that's how you get to a place where you're just like, yeah, what's next? Whatever comes is going to come. Whoever I think I am is not who I think I am. And that doesn't change my soul. That doesn't change how I show up in the world for other people. That doesn't change how I connect. It does change how I see myself in the mirror. And every time I've died, I guess I'll say it like that. Like every time I've been reborn, right? Every time. It's not easy, but on the other side, it's so beautiful. And it's so much more than you could ever imagine. So like, I guess the end of this message is keep fucking going. Keep going because it's worth it. It's so worth it. And being able to have this relationship that I have now with the universe, with the divine, with God, however you want to describe it, with nature, with Mother Nature, with my higher self, with my ancestors. Being able to have this connection is unlike anything I would have ever imagined. It's a gift. It's a gift, and I just have so much gratitude for it. And yeah, I guess I don't know why I do know why, because the universe is wanting me to, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know exactly the vein that was coming from, but something tapped, so I'm letting it out. So just like radical self-acceptance, radical self-love. And if you, yeah, this is more me than the universe, but I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm coming from a place of like, I love myself. I've loved myself. I haven't always loved myself, especially as a young child. I mean, we're talking trauma, we're talking self-hatred from fucking the jump. Like, I was put in a place, I know I'll say it. I was put in a place where uh, I didn't have a chance. There was no chance. And all I could do was fight my way through it. All I could do was hold on to as much light and love as I could through the whole process. And that's my journey that I've been on, that was purposeful in so many ways. And I think if you resonate with any of that, and we'll talk more in detail, I'm not trying to be surreptitious about my journey. It's just, it's a lot, and I want to, honor it in the way it needs to be honored, because that's not what this message is about right this second. But it was by design, kind of like forged in fire situation. And I had to do it for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is because the people around me were experiencing their own karma. And sometimes, baby, sometimes you play a role in a karmic cycle that doesn't feel great. Sometimes you are the victim, if you want to use that terminology, because we all play a role in each other's lives. We all play a role in each other's learning and ascension and loops. And sometimes that's a really cool role, like you get to be the person at the grocery store that tells someone something profound in passing. Sometimes that's your role. Sometimes your role is to get fucking rear-ended and to go through a ton of pain and like physical therapy for years because the other person has a lesson. And there's always a lesson in it for you as well. Remember that. There's always a lesson, because things do not happen to you, they happen for you. They happen for you. So I know what it's like to be in such a place that you never think you'll ever see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can't even imagine what the light looks like. Like, you forgot what light looks like, because that's how far down you are in that darkness. So coming from a place of like that, several places like that, to where I'm at right now is, God, I cannot tell you what it's like. There's no way I can explain it to you. I'll try, because I'm a writer, I'm a poet, and that's what I fucking do. But it is beautiful, and it is so worth all of the hard work, and so worth all of the pain that comes with a very honest examination of what's happening inside of you, of why you need other people's approval, of why you're trying to please other people all the time, of why you are, and here's the kicker, abandoning yourself for someone else. Sometimes you make choices that you think are easy and simple, and it's like the path of least resistance. And I think a lot of times in those choices, you do not realize what you're doing. You are abandoning yourself. And if you are a child of abandonment, if you have any wounds about being, left in a relationship or in a family situation, you need to know that when you make those decisions, the tiniest decision, I don't really want to go out, but I'm going to do it because that friend really wants me to, and like, you are just being another one of those people who have abandoned you. Think about that. Do not abandon yourself. Do not put other people over you. I'm not talking from a responsibility standpoint. Sometimes you have to go to work and fucking, fold the clothes or whatever. That's going to happen. You're going to need to do things you don't really love to do for the good. But like, when you're making these decisions, ask yourself, is this for my highest good? Is this what I want? Because a lot of times you're going to realize it's not. It's not. You're just trying to please someone. You're just trying to, like, you know, not cause waves. You're just trying to, like, be nice. Baby, no. Nice is bullshit. Nice is a construct. Kindness is about self-love. It's about being kind to yourself. It's about filling your own cup and only giving from the overflow. It's about how an empty lantern gives no light. You cannot light someone else's candle if your flame is out. So that's how we're going to end this message. That's a lot. There's a lot happening here. I'm sure there's thread I didn't finish or whatever, but we're not going to be Little Miss Editor about it. We're going to say, we'll get to it. We'll get to it in another one. So this is an hour-long message of ramble, but I hope it resonates with somebody. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Whatever. This is mostly for myself anyways, right? So from me personally, from Tiff, I want to tell you that you're doing good. Keep moving forward. Keep examining yourself. Keep asking yourself tough questions, because where it's going to lead you is somewhere you can't even imagine. It's so beautiful. So do the work. It's hard work, but it's good work. Come along with me on this journey. I guess I'm being told this is not a one-time thing. We're doing this thing. So this is going to be a thing that we do now. So yeah, help me help you. We're going to figure this out together. I'm going to give you very practical, very easy tips to implement in your life to get to self-love, to get to divinity, to let go of that hatred, to let go of that hurt and that pain, to move on and to move up, to ascend. And someday you too can make fun of the universe to its face, and they'll love you for it. That may or may not have been from me only, but who's to say? I'm the conduit that the universe chose. I didn't make this decision, they did. Okay. I'm fucking done. I'm hungry and I'm depleted and my brain hurts. And I'm just, if I could be right there with you, I'd give you a hug. Or if you're not a hugger, I'd give you like a little wink. I make you some soup. I don't know, something comforting. I love you, and the universe loves you because the universe is love. And if you scoff at those platitudes, and if you scoff at the woo-woo shit, get it, been there, done that, totally understand. But one day, something's gonna click for you, and you're gonna realize this rando lady on the internet might have been talking about something important. Might have know what she's talking about. Might also be committed soon. So I don't know, one or the other. We'll find out together. Life is fun. It's an adventure. Enjoy it. Mwah.